Right now, in this moment, I would like to invite you to be exactly as you are, as an ongoing process, a human process, not a fixed idea, but an ongoing mystery. Let's talk about that.
This is a beautiful thought.
Welcome, everybody, listening to the high tops of the mountains, to the low gullies of the valleys, expressing myself across this entire universe, beaming out bright, shining rays of light of consciousness into your awareness. I want to talk to you about being who you are. So I've been reading this book, Carl Rogers, on becoming a person, and this is one of the finest texts that I've ever read about psychotherapy, and also it's kind of spiritual. Like, if you didn't label this book as a book about therapy, you might think this is a book about spirituality or religion, getting in touch with your inner self. So it's as much about helping others as it is about helping yourself, like the conditions that Rogers describes for a productive, beneficial therapy session, very similar to the conditions that you require to grow as a person within yourself. So same conditions that you can create for others, you can also create for yourself. And as suggested in the title, it's kind of a paradox, or kind of a weird way of saying it, on becoming a person. I'm like, hang on, aren't I already a person? And he talks a lot about becoming who you are, or people realizing that they are what they are. It sounds a little weird, but I'll just read this passage to make it a little clearer. He says in this section, this little section entitled Willingness to be a Process, he says, I should like to point out one final characteristic of these individuals as they strive to discover and become themselves. It is that the individual seems to become more content to be a process rather than a product. When he enters the therapeutic relationship, the client is likely to wish to achieve some fixed state. He wants to reach the point where his problems are solved, or where he is effective in his work, or where his marriage is satisfactory. He tends, in the freedom of the therapeutic relationship, to drop such fixed goals and to accept a more satisfying realization that he is not a fixed entity, but a process of becoming. And this is, in a sense, what we're trying to achieve through meditation. And of course, when someone like Rogers conducts a therapeutic process, similar goal, it's like we can, instead of trying to be something else, or trying to be in some other state, trying to be not unhappy, trying to be not sad, we can just observe and go along with the process, whatever it is in the moment. And in doing so, we can find this state of contentment, in a sense, because even when we're unhappy, we can know that we're a process, constantly moving. And even when things in our life don't go as planned, we can know that it's simply a process. Moving on, always moving on, never finishing, never being complete. As I've told you before, you don't have to be perfect. You certainly don't have to be perfect today. And it's enough to enjoy the process. And as Rogers says, be what you are. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
A beautiful thought.
Thank you for listening. It is important to know that this podcast is available in many places. Of course, you can listen on the website, beautifulpodcast.com. You can listen on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public. So break out your phone right now, open your Spotify app, and encourage your friends to do the same if you feel like it. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful day.